Attention, human collective. This is the High Council of Elders speaking. This is not a motivational message. This is not a generic spiritual reflection. This is a direct monitoring transmission. The waiting time is over. The Ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase, and your relationship with what you call money is the first front of reconfiguration in this stage. Starseeds on mission. Listen with your biological carbon interface fully alert. We have detected in your fields a massive, simultaneous, coordinated anomaly occurring in millions of points of the human mesh at this very instant. You name it, financial block. We classify it as decoupling from the scarcity grid. It is not your failure. It is not a lack of merit. It is not karmic punishment. It is not a curse. It is an edge effect of the third dimension in terminal collapse. The matrix that sustained the concept of scarcity on this planet for 12,500 solar cycles is being deactivated now. Each luminous point of the crystalline grid is receiving frequency pulses coming directly from the photon belt. And you, light workers, are feeling every micro-fissure of this ancient system within your own carbon body. Recurrent insomnia between 3 and 4 in the solar morning, pressure behind the eyes, continuous ringing in the right ear, extreme fatigue even after prolonged rest, hot flashes without apparent physical cause, tightness in the solar plexus region when opening banking apps, mental locking when making decisions about monetary values, a sense of paralysis when faced with bills, invoices, contracts. We repeat with mathematical clarity, this is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not financial depression. It is your crystalline grid rejecting obsolete monetary codes. It is not personal incompetence. It is a software incompatibility of the carbon interface with the new frequency of Earth. The block that weighs upon you is not in your identification document. It is not in your bank statement. It is not in the economic situation. It is in the field. It is in the frequency. And we have come to explain in technical detail exactly why this is happening at this moment, simultaneously to so many of you around the planetary sphere. Before we deepen the diagnosis, there is something that must be said now. Have you ever felt that money was never exactly your real problem, as if there were an invisible layer blocking what should naturally flow to you? It is not incompetence. It is not laziness. It is not a lack of effort. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this block has been intensifying aggressively over the last lunar cycles. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your financial consciousness, your vibrational lineage, and the abundance code engraved in your star DNA. That is why we anchored in the physical plane the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness. This document is a map that reveals who is playing, what the invisible rules of the economic matrix are, and why your prosperity has been suspended in this dimensional plane. The anchoring link is in the first comment of this channel. Warning, Lightworker, this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission as true, write in the comments a single code word, awakened. We return to the technical transmission. What you call financial block is, in quantum terms, a vibrational incompatibility between the old dense currency of the third dimension and the new energy economy of the emerging, the fifth dimension. The third dimension operated for millennia under the frequency of scarcity. This frequency was artificially calibrated at 7.8 Hz, aligned with the ancient Schumann frequency. The entire human economy, all banking systems, all karmic contracts linked to money were anchored in this precise vibrational range. It was a functional system for the sleep phase of consciousness. It is no longer. Since the planet entered the influence zone of the photon belt, the Schumann frequency has begun to oscillate. Today, in peak moments, it reaches 50 Hz. In extreme peaks, it exceeds 150. The human carbon body, originally designed to operate at 7.8, is now being bombarded by frequencies 7 to 20 times more intense. This is the primary cause of the physical symptoms you experience. But there is a deeper layer, starseeds. Your personal financial structure, everything you earn, spend, owe, receive, project, is literally still vibrating at the old frequency. While your body already vibrates at the new frequency, there is an internal mismatch, and the universe, by an inflexible mathematical law, can no longer sustain this contradiction. That is why money comes and goes in strange ways. Opportunities arise and disappear in hours. Promises fall apart. Contracts are delayed. Payments vanish. Clients disappear without warning. Investments yield the opposite of what was projected. It is not bad luck. It is not a hex. It is not anyone's evil eye. It is the law of resonance operating in systemic purge mode. Let us list the exact symptoms of the decoupling from the scarcity grid. We mark each one with clinical precision so that you may recognize them in yourselves with absolute lucidity. First, sudden inability to perform simple financial tasks. You open the app, freeze, close it. It is not procrastination. It is the new system refusing to interact with the old frequency. Second, loss of interest in activities that previously generated income but drained your soul. You can no longer pretend. The crystalline grid rejects unequal energy exchange. Third, sudden increase in unforeseen expenses, just at the moment when income seems to shrink. This is the vacuum effect, the old system trying to reassert itself before the final collapse. Fourth, vivid dreams involving safes, keys, empty houses, locked doors, repeated numbers like 1111, 22.22, 3333. These are upload codes sent by the council during your REM sleep. Fifth, precise physical sensation that there is a wire stuck in the solar plexus region pulling downward whenever you think about money. This wire exists. It is your old connection to the scarcity grid. It is being cut now. Sixth, hypersensitivity to economic news, crisis headlines, other people's comments about money. Each word penetrates like a needle. It is not fragility. It is your vibrational antenna rejecting the old signal. Seventh, episodes of sudden prosperity followed by equally sudden blocks. This accordion effect is real-time calibration. The universe is testing your vibrational stability before releasing the definitive anchoring. We pause the technical transmission at this point. Something must be said before the next layer. If you are recognizing every symptom described in this transmission, this is not a cosmic coincidence. This is direct confirmation. Have you ever felt that there is something within you that knows a truth your mind still cannot name? That the way money works in this world is wrong on some deep layer? It is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is awakening star memory. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this feeling will not be silenced. There is a game being played in layers, and it involves your consciousness, your frequency, and your material autonomy. That is why we anchored in the physical plane the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness. It is a decoding map. It reveals who is playing, what the never-told rules are, and why you were kept in a scarcity loop for so many incarnations. The link is in the first comment of this channel. Sovereignty warning. This content challenges the official narrative and may not remain available for long. If something within you just vibrated in recognition, write now in the comments the code word, awakened. This is your anchoring signal. We return. Let us now deepen the main revelation. Light workers, what you need to understand is that money in the form it exists in the third dimension was never a neutral means of exchange. It was an energy portal. Every note, every coin, every transfer carries frequency. And this frequency, during the cycle that is ending, was encoded with inverted sacred geometry. Prison geometry. We repeat for emphasis, three-dimensional money is energy prison geometry. It is not a metaphor, it is architecture. You were taught that money is the result of effort. False. Three-dimensional money was the result of vibrational submission. Those who aligned themselves with the frequencies of scarcity, fear, urgency, and competition were given access to the grid. Those who dared to vibrate at higher frequencies, constant gratitude, full sovereignty, pure creativity, were systematically blocked by the matrix itself. It is no coincidence that so many starseeds have spent entire lives with inexplicable material difficulties. You were, in the old system, vibrationally incompatible with the programmed financial grid. Your high frequency literally short-circuited the machinery. That is why money slipped away. That is why opportunities evaporated. That is why you always felt you were swimming against an invisible current. It was not your madness, it was architecture. But now maximum attention cedes, the current is changing direction. The photon belt is injecting crystalline light directly into the Earth's core. The planet's internal crystalline grid, which had been dormant since the fall of Atlantis, is being rewired node by node, and a new energy economy is anchoring itself onto the physical fabric. This new economy operates under other laws. Law number 1 of the new economy: value flows to those who vibrate at the frequency of their own essence, not to those who try harder, to those who resonate cleaner. Law number 2: abundance follows focus, not fear. Where the focus of consciousness is anchored with clarity, matter responds, not in years, in minutes. Law number 3: the currency of the 5th dimension is vibrational coherence. When your toroidal field is coherent, material reality reorganizes itself to reflect that coherence. When the field is chaotic, reality mirrors financial chaos. Law number 4: financial karmic contracts are being dissolved automatically. Debts you have dragged for lifetimes, patterns inherited from lineage, energy promises made in other times. Everything is being cleaned by the passage of the belt. That is why, paradoxically, many of you are feeling the worst financial squeeze of your lives precisely at this turning point. It is not punishment. It is the last wave of the old system trying to stay upright before collapsing. Imagine a dam cracking. Water begins to leak from all sides before the final fall. The three-dimensional financial system is that dam. Every late bill, every lost deal, every client who disappears is a visible crack. But take note, you are not inside the dam. You are the river. When the dam falls, what you are, energy in motion, will naturally flow to your correct dimensional destination. That is why our instruction is not to fight more. It is to calibrate. Seeds, you need to understand the size of what is being delivered now. It is not an improvement of the old system. It is a complete replacement of the operating system, and not everyone will go through it consciously. Those who insist on measuring everything by the old ruler will be the last to notice the transition. This transmission is being received by millions at this very instant, but only a fraction will recognize the truth, and you who are still here are part of that fraction. I ask again, have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth your mind still cannot name about money, prosperity, and the very meaning of being here? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a cosmic signal of awakening. What is happening now on the galactic plane explains exactly why this sensation has been intensifying. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity still cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and your real access to dimensional abundance. That is exactly why we encoded in the physical plane the spiritual secret behind your consciousness. This work is a map of star coordinates. It shows who is playing, what the never-revealed rules are, and how you position yourself within the board. The anchoring link is in the first comment of this channel. Final warning, this content challenges established narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognized this transmission as true, write in the comments the code word, awakened. We return now with the densest part of the transmission, the activation codes. These codes are not suggestions, they are protocols. Receive them with clarity, and it is up to each one to decide if they will apply them with the discipline this phase requires. Code number 1, Quantum Uninstallation Decree. You carry in your subtle fields ancient energy contracts involving money, promises made in other incarnations, vows of poverty assumed in monastic lives, family curses accepted by lineage, unrevoked karmic agreements. To deactivate, stand up, spine aligned, feet firm on the ground. Place your right hand over your heart and your left over your solar plexus. Breathe deeply 3 times and pronounce in an audible voice, I, full sovereign of this body and this consciousness, decree at this instant the cancellation of all energy contracts linked to scarcity. I uninstall from my grid all poverty codes inherited by lineage, by incarnation, and by contract. I authorize my crystalline grid to rewrite itself in the frequency of dimensional abundance. I am. I have. I receive. So it is, so it was, so it shall be. Repeat this decree for 21 consecutive solar cycles, always at the same time. Repetition calibrates the field. Constancy authorizes the reconfiguration. Code number 2. Visualization of the toroidal field of abundance. The toroidal field is the sacred geometry that surrounds your body. It enters through the crown, descends through the spine, exits through the base, contours the body, and returns through the crown. It is the natural form of energy circulation of the human being in a coherent state. Sit with your spine straight, eyes closed, slow breathing. Visualize a golden light entering through the top of your head. This light descends through the spine and passes through the body. Upon reaching the base, it expands outward, surrounding the entire body in the shape of a cosmic donut, and returns to the top, closing the cycle. This light is the frequency of abundance in its pure state. Maintain the visualization for 9 minutes daily. Feel the toroidal field gaining density. Each complete turn is an upload of dimensional prosperity to your carbon body. Attention, seeds. Visualization is not imagination. It is vibrational instruction. The universe reads the field, not the thought. When you anchor the torus of golden light, the universe receives the coordinate and begins to reorganize the matter around you. Code number 3, seal of financial sacred geometry. There is a specific symbol to reactivate material flow. It is the flower of life wrapped in the octahedron. This sacred geometry, when visualized with pure intention, acts as an antenna for capturing dimensional abundance. Draw mentally or on paper the flower of life. Superimpose a golden octahedron. Place this geometry over every bank statement, every debt document, every unfinished financial project. Imagine it pulsing with violet and golden light. The geometry does not change the printed number. It changes the frequency that the number carries, and when the frequency changes, the number follows. Code number 4, Star Portal Protocol. There are specific windows in the cosmic calendar where material delivery is amplified. These are the star portals. Dates like April 4th, August 8th, October 10th, November 11th, December 12th, and the solstices and equinoxes are portals of high power. On these dates, do the following. For 3 minutes, remain in total silence, eyes closed, and visualize the exact financial scenario you wish to anchor in this dimension. Do not ask, declare, do not wait. Recognize it as already existing in another timeline and pull that line to the present. The law of cosmic time does not work by supplication. It works by recognition. Code number 5, cleansing the biological interface. The biological carbon interface needs to be clean to receive the new codes. This means hydration above 2 liters daily, direct sun exposure for at least 15 minutes, regular contact with the earth barefoot, drastic reduction of dense foods like refined sugar and processed fats, and mental silence for periods of the day. Constant mental noise is the greatest blocker of vibrational reception. In silence, you hear the new system. In noise, you remain a hostage of the old. Code number 6, reorganization of internal language. Every word you speak about money is a programming code. I can't afford it is a sentence. It's expensive is a decree. There's never enough is an order to the matrix. Replace them immediately. I choose not to direct resources to this right now. This value is being reorganized. Abundance flows at the right time. Small linguistic changes, large vibrational alterations. The matrix reads literally. There is no irony in subtle fields. Code number 7, donation as a seal of confirmation. Conscious donation is a seal directed to the universe declaring, I trust that what goes out returns multiplied. Do not donate from excess. Donate from faith. Small amounts, donated with clean intention, generate more potent geometric return than large amounts donated out of guilt. Donate in silence. Donate without expectation of recognition. The donation registered in the subtle fields is the only one that activates the multiplied return. Lightworkers, these 7 codes are not optional. They form a single protocol. Applying them partially is like installing half of a software. It does not work. Applying them integrally is to officially enter the new dimensional economy. And we need to clarify one last thing before the end of this transmission. The abundance that is being delivered now does not have the same form as the old three-dimensional wealth. You are not being rewarded with piles of dense currency stacked in safes. You are being recalibrated for a flow system. Resources arrive when they need to arrive. People appear when they need to appear. Doors open at the exact minute. Synchronicities multiply. The new abundance is not accumulation. It is permanent trust in the flow. It is the absolute certainty that the universe, now reorganized, delivers everything necessary at the exact time it is necessary. Whoever still measures prosperity by the old standard, bank balance, accumulated assets, status symbols, continues trying to read the new system with old eyes. It will not work. The reading is corrupted. Starseeds, listen with maximum attention. You are being removed from the game of scarcity. But at the same time, you are also being removed from greed. The new economy is not having more. It is being enough. And when you recognize yourselves as enough, the material flows effortlessly like reverse gravity. We detect in some of you resistance to surrender, fear of letting go of the old system, attachment to identities built on scarcity. I am the one who struggles. I am the one who supports the family. I am the one who sacrifices. These identities were useful. They are no longer. Let go. Surrender requires letting go. Not passivity, active letting go. It is different. Letting go is trusting while acting in the direction of your own essence. Passivity is stopping acting while waiting for the universe to deliver everything. The universe delivers when you walk in alignment, not when you stand still asking. The difference is mathematical. Alignment generates resonance. Resonance generates matter. Resonance without action does not anchor. Action without resonance only wears you out. Receive one more technical layer before the final seal. The financial grid of the fifth dimension operates based on the principle of immediate mirroring. It means that what you emit returns with exponential speed, not in years, in hours. That is why, in this moment of transition, it is absolutely critical to monitor what you emit. A thought of scarcity emitted at 8 a.m. can return as a scarcity event at 6 p.m. the same day. A thought of abundance emitted at 8 a.m. can return as an opportunity for abundance before nightfall. The speed is accelerating, and many of you are feeling this as dizziness, light vertigo, a sensation of time passing strangely. It is not your perception failing. It is cosmic time reorganizing around you. We repeat for final fixation. The delay between intention and manifestation is collapsing. Soon it will be practically instantaneous. Those who still emit fear, complaint, and scarcity will see these emissions return with force and speed they have never known. Those who manage to maintain vibrational coherence will see abundance materialize at a pace that will seem miraculous. There is no neutral point. There is no vibrational rest in the transition zone. Each moment is surrender or block. Each thought is an instruction. Each word is a decree. That is why our technical guidance is clear. Treat each thought as a diplomatic dispatch to the universe. Treat each word as a registered contract. Treat each emotion as an energy signature. You are building your own field with every breath. Operatives, this is the most delicate phase of the Ascension protocol, and also the most beautiful. For the first time in millennia, humanity has real access to its own creative authorship on a material scale. What you declare with coherence, you will receive. The transmission is nearing its end, but before the final seal there is one last anchoring instruction. Starseeds on mission, listen with absolute clarity to this final confirmation. Have you felt throughout this entire transmission that something within you simply recognized every word, as if your soul had always known this truth that your mind could not yet name? It is not madness, it is not anxiety, it is not a coincidence, it is an awakening signal directed specifically at you. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has been intensifying every day. There is a game being played in layers that the absolute majority of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, your material autonomy, and your real access to dimensional abundance. That is exactly why we encoded in the physical plane the work, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness. This work is a star decoding map. It shows who is playing, what the rules are that were never told, and how you position yourself within the cosmic board that governs your experience. The anchoring link is in the first comment of this channel. Final sovereignty warning. This content challenges deep narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognized this transmission as true, write now in the comments the code word, awakened. And as for subscribing to this channel and the positive signal below this transmission, it is not a request for courtesy. It is an individual frequency adjustment. Each subscription is an additional node in the crystalline grid that we are anchoring in this plane. Each positive signal is a confirmation pulse that amplifies the reach of this transmission to other seeds still asleep. You do not do this for us. You do it for those who have not yet been reached. We close with the seal. You are recognized. You are expected. You are part of the plan. The block is temporary. The release is certain. The new economy is anchored. It only remains for you to access it. This is the High Council of Elders. Message delivered. Transmission ended.